Welcome to Hearts in Harmony. We share knowledge and tips on healthy sex, helping couples and spouses bond, understand each other better, and enjoy a happy, fulfilling life. From exploring the stages of making love to important notes, Hearts in Harmony gives you the confidence and inspiration to love and care for your partner to the fullest. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to join Hearts in Harmony on the journey to build a strong and happy love. Share the videos with your loved ones to inspire love and understanding to every couple.
What is orgasm? Is orgasm a state of reaching orgasm during sex? Is the feeling of orgasm the same or different between men and women? In this article, Heart Harmony will explain more clearly what orgasm is during sex and introduce you to 6 different types of orgasm when the body receives sexual stimulation in different areas of the body. Please continue reading the article. What is orgasm? Orgasm is the state in which the body releases sexual excitement when sexual stimulation reaches its peak. In medical terms, orgasm or pleasure, also known as ejaculation during sex, is commonly called orgasm. The feeling of orgasm usually lasts for a few seconds, but is enough for the body to feel comfortable and sexually satisfied. Signs of orgasm when the body receives stimulation. The feeling of orgasm occurs not only based on sexual stimulation in the genitals, but also in other parts of the body such as neck, chest, nipples, anus, testicles. Most orgasms occur at 2 times. One is when masturbating and the other is when having sex. However, the feeling of stimulation in each different body part can bring about different orgasm experiences, and below are 6 types of orgasms divided by the location of stimulation. 1. Clitoral stimulation, a feeling like a slight tingling on the skin surface, a slight numbness in the brain as if being stimulated by neurotransmitters. These are the feelings described when a woman's body is stimulated by the clitoris. 2. Vaginal penetration. The feeling of orgasm spreads from deep inside the body, where the vaginal wall is, when the penis penetrates the vagina or sex toy, touches the vaginal wall and the G-spot, about 3 to 5 centimeters from the vaginal opening. Continuous stimulation can lead to ejaculation in women. 3. Anal penetration. The feeling of orgasm when masturbating or having anal penetration is the anal contractions that create a feeling of stimulation inside the anal wall. For gay couples, anal sex is a common sexual position to achieve orgasm. Besides, the male G-spot is also located inside the anus, about 5 centimeters from the anal opening. Medically, the male G-spot is abbreviated as the P-spot, prostate, also known as the prostate. 4. Combined orgasm. Combined orgasm means combining stimulation of both the vagina and clitoris at the same time during sex. This feeling is described as surging and exploding, even causing the woman's body to tremble or convulse slightly when reaching orgasm, ejaculating. 5. Orgasm when caressing. Orgasm when caressing usually occurs during foreplay, when both have not yet penetrated, just caressing, kissing, and caressing body areas such as the neck, ears, chest, nipples, back, lower abdomen, inner thighs. Many people describe that the feeling of climaxing after caressing is like being satisfied with the whole body, more pleasure than other types of climax. 6. Jerking orgasm. Jerking orgasm is when your pelvic floor muscles are constantly convulsing every time your body receives stimulation. This type of orgasm is like you bring yourself close to orgasm but have not yet ejaculated, and you experience it many times like that. Frequently asked questions. What are the signs of a man reaching orgasm? How to make a man orgasm. The most common sign of a man's orgasm is that he ejaculates after having sex with you. Compared to women, men often reach orgasm more easily when their sexual needs are met. Suggest some ways to make a man climax during sex. Take the initiative to arouse love. You can arouse his desire in many ways. Take the initiative to approach and kiss him, or wear a sexy enough lingerie. Listen to his wishes. Many men want to be intimate but often will not say it directly. Instead, he will talk a lot about stories related to sex, about the female body, or watch movies with hot scenes. Compliment and show that you like being intimate with him. For men, being proven and recognized for his manhood in bed is one of the main factors that makes him feel satisfied during sex. Try new sexual positions with your man. It seems that every couple knows about sexual positions, but not everyone pays attention to whether or not they take the initiative to refresh their sexual experience with new positions. What are the signs of a woman reaching orgasm? How to make a woman reach orgasm. Signs of a woman reaching orgasm during sex are when the vagina secretes lubricant and contracts continuously. Breathing becomes rapid, the breasts swell, the clitoris becomes erect. Suggest some ways to make women climax during sex. Arouse her. Send her a teasing message about sex. When you are close, you take the initiative to hug and caress her body. Maintain her emotions when being intimate. During sex, you should take advantage of all the time you have with her. From caressing, stimulating her body until the two of you have sex, you devote your entire presence to her. Try dirty talk with her. If you are a couple with strong personalities and a European American orientation, you can apply the dirty talk technique when having sex. Try many new sex positions. As mentioned above, trying many sex positions not only refreshes the sex experience, but also helps both of you bond and like each other more in bed. Physiologically, many studies have shown that although the feeling of climax in men and women is similar in terms of the release of the neurotransmitter endorphin, there are also some differences in the amplitude of the time of climax. Specifically, when a man climaxes, he will ejaculate and the feeling of desire will suddenly decrease and return to normal. Meanwhile, after climaxing, women still feel excited and can continue to receive stimulation to climax for the next time. Although trying to classify and find the difference, in a study published in Columbia Health University, experts shared that climax or orgasm are subjective and personal experiences. There is no certainty to confirm that they are the same or different, not to mention the differences in sexual orientation, gender, whether an individual has a physiological disease or not. How many times can a woman orgasm during sex? According to the International Society for Sexual Medicine, ISSM, most women can orgasm multiple times during sex. In addition, many women report that their second or third orgasm is less intense than the first, but that does not mean it is not satisfying. Why is it difficult for women to orgasm? The most common reason for women not to orgasm during sex may be because the quality of sex does not meet their needs. However, in addition to that subjective factor, according to the Cleveland Clinic, the reasons why a person has difficulty reaching orgasm during sex are due to old age, decreased sexual function, expectations that are too high compared to the partner's ability to respond, lack of emotional connection between the couple, poor physical or mental health, abuse of stimulants, alcohol, tobacco, or other substances before sex. Some diseases that may have an impact include premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, vaginal dryness, or painful sex due to problems in the genital area. Why do men and women pretend to climax during sex? There are many reasons for pretending to climax during sex and many factors that influence it. However, from a psychological perspective, experts give 5 reasons why a person has to pretend to be satisfied during sex, including pretending to have an orgasm is to send positive feedback to the other person to support the other person that they did well and that both of them had an enjoyable time together. Increase the excitement of the other person during sex. Even though it is just pretending, it is useful for both of you. The other person feels more energized and excited, thanks to which you also enjoy sex more fully. Excessive boredom also encourages a person to pretend to be satisfied. In some situations, one of the two people does not feel satisfied, so they pretend to climax during sex as a way to deceive themselves and the other person that they are satisfied. Another common reason is to avoid disappointment after sex, because neither of the two wants to face the question from the other, "How do you feel after sex?" Because no one wants to receive the answer so boring. Many people choose to pretend to avoid this situation. The last reason is that a person pretends to climax to deceive their partner. They pretend to climax in all sex to make the other person believe that their feelings are still good, still okay, and there is no problem. But behind that, they have been and are intending to deceive or do something wrong to the other person. Why do men and women pretend to climax during sex? There are many reasons for a person to pretend to have an orgasm during sex. Maybe because they want to support their partner, but also because they are bored in bed. Conclusion: in short, climax, orgasm, ejaculation, or sexual satisfaction, although the words are used differently, all mean the same thing, which is the feeling of satisfaction during sexual intercourse. Hopefully, the content of the article has helped you understand more clearly and thoroughly what climax is, as well as learn more about the many different states of orgasm.
If you find the video useful, do not forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Also, follow Harmonious Heart to wait for other useful information on the topic of sexual health. I will leave links to love products for men, women, and couples below the description, where those who are interested can follow the link.